Okay, so bam. When I started out with okay, so bam, that was kind of white. Anyway, I'm gonna talk strictly from my perspective, right? So, I come from a very liberal city, Charlotte, North Carolina, right? And Charlotte is still, to this day, very segregated. Okay? Throw me into the military. Throw me into the whitest branch ever. Culture shock. This is not to be like, oh, I'm racist. It's to be like, no, this is real. Like, when you have people that are not used to dealing with other groups of people, and sadly, when you're raised in an environment where they're like, oh, boogie, boogie, white man. And, for me, I never really absorbed like liberal ideology because it didn't make sense to me. This is what I mean. In Charlotte, they talk a lot about how the white man is like the worst thing in the world, right? But all yet and still, when I was living in the ghettos, it was black men shooting at me. Well, not shooting at me, they were shooting at each other. But the bullets hit people like me who were just walking to and from school or just going to the corner store or whatever, right? So, not to throw dirt on black people, I'm just saying that's why it never really quite made sense to me. So, like, now on the flip side, when I went to like white sides of town, now it was kind of uncomfortable. I can kind of tell that I went from around there. You know what I mean? Um, so either way, you getting stuff on both sides. I never really met a normal, just a regular black person or a regular white person, and that's mostly in the South. Like when I left the South, I got to meet all different kinds of people. But I always came back home. I guess I like home, but that's a whole nother conversation. So anyway, in the Air Force, you would have like a lot of liberal thinking black people, and it was like no matter where I got stationed, it was always the black people being like, "Yeah, you look out for the white folks." And then there was always white people that was like, "Hey man, you're the coolest black person I've ever been around," and it was always very corny. And I'm thinking it's because this is the Air Force. The Air Force is super duper white, right? And then for the other people who ain't white, like in the middle, you either black or white, or if you're like Indian or like Asian or whatever, that just defaults to white. You just act like a white person. Unless you're like one of those foreign black people that want the approval of white people, you're just white. So like for me, I felt like I was just regular black. And I am still trying to think of one regular black person that I've met in the Air Force. Still can't think of one. No offense to any of my black friends from the Air Force if you see this. But to this very day, I can't think of one. I remember I had this one black friend in the Air Force. I thought she was a mentor, but she was really a freak. And she was trying to, tell me that I lost my black card because I didn't watch House Party or whatever. And, with Kid and Play and all this. And she used to make a lot of Kid and Play references. And she got so mad at me. Well, what she didn't factor in is the fact that she was old. Like, I was like born in the 90s. I wasn't growing up in the 90s. And then on top of that, my parents made me read. Like I had mandatory study time and stuff like that. And I don't think she had mandatory study time, but I grew up differently than her, you know what I mean? And she was like, oh, you ain't black because you don't do this. So then it was like, I was in the Air Force and it was like white people that was like, hey, y'all, why do you guys do this? And then on the flip side, I had black people be like, you ain't black. And I'm like, chick, you grew up in the suburbs. Like you get your blackness from BET just like the white people here do. But that was weird, right? When I joined the Air Force, the first thing I thought about was, oh my God, I'm gonna get to fly a plane, which I did get to fly a plane. It was pretty cool. But most of the Air Force is not just everybody's automatically flying planes. And I was there being very curious as to what the Air Force was about. And when I was just thinking about myself, I absolutely enjoyed being in the Air Force. No, I don't miss it and I don't want to go back. But for the time that I did do it, I really got as much as I can out of it. And when it was time for me to go, I left. It was too many things that just did not work for what I wanted for my future. That being said, I made a decision that a lot of veterans have a hard time making. A lot of times veterans are always trying to figure out some fallback program, some benefit, something to supplement them. Not understanding that here in the private sector, sometimes you have a fallback. Sometimes plans fall through. Sometimes you gotta rough it. And when you come straight out of the military, from when you're used to them checks just coming, deposit, and then just like that it's gone, that can be shocking for a lot of people. Not to mention, the military provides everything. They provide your medical. They provide your supplemental pay. They provide your housing pay. You don't even have to worry about what you're going to wear to work. They throw a uniform on you. They even tell you what uniforms to wear. Transportation is provided a lot of times. A lot of times you have like a buddy with you. The Air Force would call him a wingman. Here on the civilian side, who are you? Like, I used to have friends or people that I've known, or people I've worked with, they used to have all this rank and all these accolades, and they used to be somebody when they were in the service, and when they get out, I had a coworker, he was some big time officer, I don't even know what rank he was. He and I were working at a, what was it? A warehouse, loss prevention. And when he was in the service, he was an officer. And, I was enlisted or whatever. And he would try to push his, I guess, authority as if we were still in the service. I just laugh at this guy because it's like, yo, you're a nobody now. And I just want you to imagine it. If you had the kind of rank where when you walk in a room, everybody got to stand up and acknowledge that you're in a room, and you're older, and dare I say you're a white male, and you went in before I was even born or thought of, you grew up in a time where you can treat me any old kind of way because of my race, and then on top of that, you can treat me any old kind of way because of your rank, and it's justified, and then you come from that world, and you come out here. See, if I were in a uniform, I respect your rank. But since we're no longer in a uniform, you can kiss my ass. Sorry for the foul language. But I could imagine for somebody, for that dude, where his word meant something and now it's nothing. I remember he actually huffed and puffed at me. Oh, I was this rank when I was in the service. I would have had you written up. I would have had you. And I'm like, ugh. Thank you for your service. And that was, for me, it was like, I could not wait. Like, when I was in the military and I had to respect people just because of their rank, especially officers, they come straight out of college. Put it to you this way. I go in the military, I'm enlisted, I served for 4 years. They come out of college, they've been in school 4 years. They 01. They outrank me because they had they got a bachelor's degree and everything automatically like that. I got more experience than they do, but they are the authority telling me what to do. That was frustrating for me. So, for me personally, it was a lot. But I can only imagine a person that didn't have their head on strong when they got out, because that can be shocking for anybody.